BJP Mukt Dakshin. How do you respond to those who say the South is now a fortress which the BJP is unable to breach? It's the last frontier.
Good afternoon, Rajdeep. Thank you so much for inviting me here. We all know in the state of Karnataka, coming to the first part of your question, it's a very, very different state electorally. After 1985, no state has come back to power for the second time, even for Congress multiple times. Last 36 years, nobody could repeat it. This time we were hopeful that we should be the party that is repeating it, not so. But having said it, BJP has retained its vote share, 36%. We have done fairly well, considering 3 chief ministers in 5 years, 2 chief ministers in BJP for the last 5 years. And we are pretty sure when 2024, when you see the results, you are such a senior political person. Now 25 out of 27 BJP has got will repeat again. Now coming to the Congress question of Congress Mukt Bharat, of course Pondicherry, BJP has made a mark. We are part of a coalition government. Our ministers are there. But South this time, 2024 would be the time which will have a breakout for BJP, especially in states like Tamil Nadu and Telangana. Along with Karnataka and Kerala, we see a huge breakout. I will explain in the subsequent when you give me opportunity to answer. So it is a one-off election in Karnataka because of the local nature of politics. Nothing more should be read into it with respect to the whole South Indian dynamics.
No, but may I just for a moment pursue you on the fact that if I look at hard data, in the 2019 elections, you didn't get a single seat in Andhra Pradesh, you didn't get a single seat in Tamil Nadu, and you didn't get a single seat here in Kerala. You got 25 in Karnataka and 4 in Telangana. So out of 130 seats, you got 29, your ally AIDMK won. What does that suggest? Would you agree that this is, the southern India is still a bridge too far as of today for the BJP? I'm not looking at the future, but as of today, it's a bridge too far going ahead into 2024. What will change in the next 12 months?
I will not use the word called bridge too far. Agreed. Before 2014, the southern Indian politics was very different. BJP, I would say, had a late start in Tamil Nadu, especially in many southern states. Congress was in power multiple times. Likewise, regional parties were in power multiple times. The Vajpayee era, we got a big jump. Tamil Nadu had seen 4 MPs at one point of time in Vajpayee era. After 2014, the party is growing rapidly, especially with the addition of leaders. Grassroots is building up. That is why I made this statement. The breakout performance is going to happen in 2024 for a variety of reasons. Whatever development work happens in southern Tamil Nadu, my friends sitting along with me, the major point of contention they keep is what about Tamil pride? What about Kannada pride? What about Malayalam pride? This is how the politics was happening in the southern state. This time it is going to be a combination of development work, what Mr. Modi ji has done, and a combination of the cultural renaissance, what has happened for Tamil Nadu, Kasi Tamil Sangamam, Saurashtra Tamil Sangamam, the great Sengol present in parliament, which is after 1947. So this combination should push us together over the line. The breakout performance we'll see in 2024.
So you're saying development plus an element of national pride embodied in Prime Minister Modi. Am I correct?
Absolutely, sir. That is how it is going to be this time.
Manikam Tagore, because, the Congress seems to believe that Karnataka is India. We won Karnataka, we're going to win the South, we're going to win India. Karnataka may not necessarily be replicable rest of the country. According to Annamalai, general elections will be very different, in particular to a state election where you've had traditional anti-incumbency for more than 3 decades.
Every election, thank you so much. Every election is a different election first. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala and Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, from beginning itself, after the independent India itself, is not a field where the hate politics has any kind of entrance itself. BJP in the Deccan could not enter into the basic of their hate politics on religious basis or whatever basis they had expanded for long. The hate politics of BJP, particularly the RSS-backed hate politics, doesn't have a scope in southern part of Tamil Nadu, southern part of India, except in Karnataka, where they were able to break these Janata Parivar's one group of Mr. Ramakrishna Hegde, and they entered into that. The mistakes of Mr. Devagowda and others allowed BJP's entrance into Karnataka. Therefore, they captured that thing. All the Karnataka leaders, you take any Karnataka leader of the BJP, maybe the ex-chief minister who has just been voted out, are all ex-Janata fellows who had been with Ramakrishna Hegde. Therefore, that model of BJP to replicate in any other state. In Karnataka itself it is failing. Other states also it's going to be difficult because in southern India, the politics of education based on a primary education, health and other issues on which real social and economic challenges are there. It's a
He
different ground.
says Modi factor. You're saying hate politics. Annamalai is saying development plus Modi factor will become the breakout moment in 2024.
Modi is the person. When we say Modi in southern part of Tamil Nadu, people doesn't vote for it. That's the thing. I have to ask only one thing. That whether you want a Modi government in central, people will not vote for it. That's my constituency, and there only I will get elected.
So
again.
you're saying Mr. Modi is not a
Modi
factor?
is not a workable factor in southern part of India, except in few states in Karnataka. Therefore, only previous year also they had shown Modi as the biggest things. 2 elections they had been defeated.
Okay, before I come to the other panelists, you want a quick response to that? Mr. Modi is not a factor in southern India. We've seen even in our polls, Mr. Modi's popularity much higher in the northern part and the western part than in southern India. Somehow, even Mr. Modi finds South India at times a bridge too far.
No, sir, for the Modi factor to work, of course, it's a great leader, amazing personality. The party has to be strong, grassroots has to be organized to convert the Modi's charisma to votes. That is a problem which for the last 10 years the party is building up. In case of Tamil Nadu, the kind of respect Modi ji enjoys is so high. But to translate that into votes is the party's problem, which we are addressing it. Second, if I go to Manickam Thakurji's constituency, I think bulk of his voters are cracker industry people, 8 lakh, 7 lakh, 6 lakh. Who solved their problem? It is Modi ji. Who stopped the Chinese crackers from coming in? Modi ji. Who is solving the crackers issue in Supreme Court? We are. So Manickam Thakurji will see in 2024, I'm talking of a localized phenomenon, how tough it will be for him to get elected in 2024 also. He will see, thanks to Modi ji, very specific to his constituency, very specific to the cracker industry.
Okay. Manickam Tagore is staying calm. One of the good things about the South is politicians don't instantly respond. There is a calmness that Kerala and southern India brings, southern comfort. But Mr. Suresh Reddy, how calm are you? Because the next big election is in Telangana. And one thing that we've seen in the last 5 years, the BJP is growing in Telangana. The BJP won a by-election from Karimnagar. The BJP did very well in the Hyderabad municipal elections, became the principal opposition. It has a large Muslim population. Therefore, you could argue the BJP may be able to play on the demographics of Telangana. How worried are you going into the Telangana election? The BJP is emerging now as a challenger in the state of Telangana.
Thanks, Rajdeep, because I begin my India Today innings with you, so very happy about it. The only thing going south for BJP is its graph.
Only thing south going for the BJP is its graph.
Is its graph. And I say that with the reason that BJP had an opportunity in Karnataka. Wherever state governments were functioning, BJP was one of the state governments running in Karnataka. The performance, the election results have shown what the performance was. Now coming to Hyderabad, well, you're talking about BJP winning 1 seat or a couple of seats in the municipal elections and about 3-4 seats in parliament. In my view, that's not a big number. The reason being, in Telangana, in the last 9 years, we had 3 big elections, the 2014 election, the 2080 election and 2090 election. And in all the 3 elections, TRS then, BRS now, consistently performed and increased its position from election to election. Number 1. It was not just limited only to the general elections. When you come down to the local elections, the municipal elections, the Zilla Parishad elections, the Sarpanch elections, BRS party swept the polls. How did it happen? How is it that BRS is winning Telangana continuously and BJP lost an opportunity in Karnataka? It is the regional performance. So when you come to South, Modi factor or the other factors what BJP is propagating will not work in South. What will work in South is the performance. And you're competing against performing leaders who have performed remarkably well.
You don't see any anti-incumbency after 10 years in power, creeping anti-incumbency against Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao?
Well, we had elections, a by-election just about 6 months back, and we won it. In spite of winning elections continuously, the fact of the matter remains that the policies, the programs, the visibility, availability of the leadership in Telangana is a clear indication that what people of the state want. So it is not dramatics, or it is not a very aggressive media which works there. It is what's working on the ground.
So you're saying people in your state or indeed across the south vote for regional leaders on performance of regional governments. Am I correct? It's not about who runs Delhi, it's about who runs the states.
Well, historically, Rajdeep, if you look at it, the south was entirely under Congress control. Why did it wither away gradually? Because they could not reach out. The leadership in Delhi could not reach out, understand the ethos, understand the needs, and develop regional leadership. That's how the aspirations were not met.
Okay.
So this gave rise to regional parties. The regional parties not just merely to be regional, but to perform and show.
Okay, interesting. John Brittas, Kerala marches to its own beat. You have your own politics which perhaps cannot be replicated anywhere else. Many believe the CPIM is actually a regional party in Kerala, with Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan a face of that regional party. Do you agree that you have a Kerala model for the CPIM that is limited today to Kerala?
Rajdeep, let me just make it very clear that whenever you have a discourse from Delhi or a Delhi-centric discourse, you find all the parties based in South being regional. We are as national as other parties who are based out of North India. So, as Suresh Reddy said, we would be equally national like those parties which are in Bihar or in Uttar Pradesh. Second thing is that, see, 18% of the population, that is South, we contributes 35% of the GDP because we have kept BJP away from South. That's it. And third thing, what is the Modi factor? Modi factor is creating laboratories in each state, Hindutva laboratory. It can be halal or hijab in Karnataka. It can be a Shengol in Thiru Annamalai's place. It can be Shabarimala or something in Kerala. It can be something else in Telangana. This will not work in the south. And I can tell you that when you talk in terms of CPM politics, beyond our political reach, we have influence in the country, which you can recognize that. If you just look at the history of those non-BJP governments in the country, it was left which was instrumental for such formations. So just because we are only, ruling Kerala, that doesn't mean that we are limited to the four boundaries of Kerala. Let me just make it very clear, Rajdeep. Before the so-called Modi factor, they had one assembly seat in Kerala. After the so-called Annamalai's Modi factor, ganged up, we closed that account. So we'll make sure that there won't be any account being opened for BJP in Kerala. And out of 130 seats, they got maximum from Karnataka last time, that is 25 out of 28. I don't expect that to happen this time. Thank you.
You know, before, we will debate a lot of what you've said, but one thing you said, Sengol. You even suggested Sengol is a product of Hindutva politics. Is that, shouldn't you see it more as an issue of Tamil and a symbol of pride, of power, rather than also link it to Hindutva politics? It seems that whatever the BJP does, you're going to somehow or the other find a way to demonize it and say, this is Hindutva politics at work.
Rajdeep, the question is to me?
Yes?
See, let me
raise the Sengol issue.
Let me just tell you one thing. I am being a member of parliament. See, I am ashamed about what things happened there in parliament inauguration. Sardar Patel, see, he did away with all the Shengol, Simhasan, crown, palace clowns, palace jyotish. All these have been brought back to Indian politics after 75 years. Is that what the country wants now? Do you think that the southern people will cave into all these tamashas which is being played out there? Never. And I will tell you one thing. The Tamil Nadu people are indolent enough to see through this game. Shengol is not going to work. If the government of India had invited the Panchayat presidents of this country for the inauguration of the parliament, I would have appreciated that. What do these sannyasis have to do with the parliament? Are they representatives of this India? Have they ever voted in an election? What nonsense is happening in this country? Do you think the people of South will stomach all this humbug that is being doled out?
Okay.
No, never.
You want to, Annamalai, you deserve a response. That is the BJP relying on symbolism. You bring the Sengol, you think that it's going to invoke an element of Tamil sentiment, Tamil pride, and it will win you votes. You need to do more than just symbolism. Can you really challenge, for example, in your state, the powerful Dravidiya identity that has driven the politics of Tamil Nadu for more than half a century?
Firstly, to respond to John sir, the concept of Sengol is there in Sangam literature, which is 2000 years before. Even when the religion of Muslim was born, even when the religion of Christianity was born, the word Sengol is very specific. Thiruvalluvar again 2000 years back writes 10 Thirukural in the Adhikaram called Sengonmai for Sengol. Very unfortunate, very eminent leaders like John G, they try to equate cultural renaissance to BJP, which in a way I'm very proud of it. Because it is simply because after 1947, they've removed the soul of India, which means they've removed the soul of culture from the politics. And now when the soul is being brought back, I think they have a problem. The problem in South also, Rajdeep ji, it is not BJP is fighting DMK. In Kerala, BJP has to find the tactical adjustment politics of Communist and Congress. When a BJP candidate is there, every election you look at it, it is not BJP versus Congress, BJP versus Communists. When BJP is there, both of them join together. The same thing in other southern states also. Coming to Suresh Reddy's argument, I think Telangana, he mentioned one by-election. What about the 3 by-elections prior to that? All the 3 by-elections BJP won. What about Hyderabad? BJP made a mark. I think we are living in a kind of paradise, a glass palace that we have built for ourselves. 2024, we are pretty sure Tamil Nadu, we are not taking on one party, we are taking on multiple parties. Kerala, we are not taking on communists. We are taking on communists and Congress who will do tactical adjustment to defeat BJP. The reason BJP is yet to make a mark because he mentioned 18% of population contributing 35%. I can show you in 1970, even before BJP was in picture, South was contributing more. In 1940, 50, if I go, South was contributing more. That is not a label for us to proudly claim. When Nehruji shifted a lot of central government institutions to South, not because South has to prosper, simply because to escape the attack of China, they escaped the attack of Pakistan, many critical central government institutions were shifted to Chennai and Bangalore. That helped the state to grow. When 1947, when the first cabinet was there was something called the freight equalization policy. When a coal was lifted from Jharkhand, when the coal is coming all the way to Tamil Nadu, the freight was equalized simply because Tamil Nadu and other states have to develop. And arguing that is only counterproductive. 2024, just I'll end the last point, sir. My friend Manik Thakur will immediately say one point. What about Tamil pride? For Sanskrit, you allocate more money. For Tamil, you allocate less money. In the public speeches, he keeps telling. When there are 17 Sanskrit institutes and 1 Tamil institute, the money allocation is proportionate to 17:1. Out of that institute, 90% Sanskrit institutes came before BJP. I requested the Tamil Nadu CM, if you really care about Tamil pride, you create more Tamil institutions, we will get you money from Modi. Tamil pride, Sanskrit versus Tamil, 18% contributing to 35. South is giving more tax so that Bihar and UP is growing. These are all arguments without any historical basis. The argument is happening in South.
John Britt has just raised his hand. So you want to respond to what was just said, particularly the tactical adjustment, according to Annamalai, between the Congress and the CPIM.
No, Rajdeep, let me just tell you one thing. I think I'm sorry to say that Thiru Annamalai is wrong on his statistics. Till 1970s, the growth of North and South was more or less equal. After 70s only, the South surpassed in the growth. That is there. If you just check the Niti Aayog or Planning Commission statistics, you will understand that. And second thing, what has happened now is that dismantling of the Planning Commission, usurping into the powers of the state, denying the states the rightful share of the resource of the center. Now, just see in 2023-24, 1,83,000 crores have been devoted to UP alone, whereas for all the South, it is 1,63,000 crores. See the disparity, discrimination that is happening. And I will tell you one more thing. There is 3D that is being practiced. One is dislodge the opposition government. If you cannot dislodge it, you disrupt it. If you cannot disrupt it, you defame it. This is the 3D is the mantra of BJP, which will not work in the South.
You know, in the South, it appears from what I just heard that you'll almost feel as if you're being penalized. You know, that the center is penalizing you because you have a better track record on education, on health, because you work to bring your population levels down. You claim you are the sort of economic hub of the country, but you're being penalized, not getting enough back. Is that a fair assessment? Because surely all of this has been in the making over the last decade. It's not as if this has happened only after 2014. You know, all the, Mr. Bitters, the arguments you're making are not post 2014 only.
Yes, I will tell you one line. What has happened now? See, after the 2014, see, there was a planning commission, there was gadget formula. All this has been dismantled. The only job of BJP is to construct building, demolish institutions. That is their hobby. And I will tell you one thing. What is happening now is that if you perform, you perish. Perform and perish.
That's Finance Commission. The Finance Commission is the one which is deciding on revenue sharing.
You build buildings. You demolish institutions. That is their habit.
Yes, Mr. Reddy.
Yeah, getting to Mr. Annamalai's the Sengal thing. He said it's the soul of India. If the soul of India is placed in Parliament, in my view, the soul of India is the debate in Parliament. The Sengal, of course, in my view, it just reminds me of part 2 of the King's coronation, the way the event took place. But again, Modi ji lost an opportunity while inaugurating the Parliament. How did he lose the opportunity? He could have assured the Honorable Speaker of his party's support in ensuring that this new Parliament will ensure a good debate. He could have assured the Honorable Speaker that today only 14% of the bills are referred to the standing committees. He could have assured the Honorable Speaker. You could have availed that opportunity. But nothing came. The only thing came was population increase, number of seats increased, so obviously there'll be a new Bhavan. It's an opportunity lost for Mr. Modi and for BJP, I would feel.
India Today Conclave South 2023, India's biggest ideas fest. Listen to Pinarayi Vijayan, Chief Minister Kerala, Amitabh Kant, Kamal Hassan, Rana Daggubati, P. Chidambaram, P.A. Mohammad Riaz, and many more. Watch live indiatodayconclave.com/south.
Manikam Tagore, from what the BJP here is suggesting, they believe that they are bringing about a cultural renaissance. They believe a number of symbols, the Sengal is seen as a symbol, according to Annamalai, you can correct me, as cultural renaissance. Opponents are seeing it in narrow Hindutva terms. Do you believe that you can defeat the BJP by demonizing them on Hindutva politics? Or do you believe you are going to have to also offer a development agenda? In Karnataka, for example, you offered 5 guarantees and they seem to have worked. Basic guarantees to people. Is the Congress very clear that the battle in the South cannot be fought like it is in the north. You can't use Ram Mandir. They cannot use hijab, halal, azan possibly. You're going to have to find a different paradigm. Just as they've lost out, where are you? You are 0 seats today in Andhra Pradesh, a state that you were once powerful. In Telangana, you're on the back foot. In Kerala, it's Mr. Vijayan who's come to power. In Tamil Nadu, you're reliant on DMK. So it's all very well to attack BJP, but where is the Congress in the south?
To my friend Annamalai's Sengol thing. Usually, whenever election comes, BJP will come out with some kind of symbols. Previous assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, they came up with a veil, Murugan veil. Our union minister now MOS, Murugan was taking veil everywhere. I suppose my friend also took it in Arvakurchi when he was vice president. With veil, they were having veil yatra across Tamil Nadu. For now, they are taking the Sengol because, as my friend was telling about that, it is very auspicious or Sengol is. 9 years where this Sengol has gone. When Modi has come Prime Minister in 2014, where is that Sengol was there for 9 years? Why they were not speaking about it? Therefore, BJP, particularly the same model of everywhere, across India, they have a pattern, RSS pattern, that we will have symbolism and we will have Rath Yatra, we will take Ram, we will take somebody else, all this kind of, that is not going to work in Tamil Nadu. Sengol, after the Ponniyin Selvan film, they had got that Sengol story and WhatsApp University is making out and they are believing that it is going to make a big mark. Means that's not going to happen in the ground.
Yeah, but
it is economic issues. It is social justice issues. Which matters.
But beyond Sengol, as I said, you are 0 in Andhra Pradesh, a state you were in power. In Telangana, you are on the back foot. You've given up power to the in Kerala for the last decade now to the CPIM. Where is the Congress party? What's your model?
It's very simple, brother. You have to understand that Congress idea of Congress is occupied by Jagan-like parties, which Congress vote bank has shifted to Jagan because of the division, bifurcation of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Therefore, we need to understand that the idea of Congress, the idea of inclusive society is being accepted in South India. It is not that hate politics of BJP or a religion-based politics of BJP is being accepted in Tamil Nadu.
You divided Andhra Pradesh. Let's be very clear. Please do not blame anyone else but yourself for the division of Andhra Pradesh. You divided Andhra Pradesh between Andhra and Telangana.
We are proud that we had formed a state called Telangana and the formation day is today and we take full responsibility for that division of that state and we take it pride. And I suppose that my friend Suresh should also give that credit to us that we had formed that state. But we kept our word.
Okay, but let me take that forward. Do you agree in both Telangana and in Andhra Pradesh today, the parties in power are regional parties? In a way, Jagan Mohan Reddy, YSRCP and BRS are regional parties. Have the national parties lost out to regional parties in the south who are more connected in a way through regional leadership, regional culture?
Andhra Pradesh is a different story because of the division. Congress vote bank shifted to Mr. Jagan and therefore YSRP was formed and they were able to keep that. It was on a pain they are fighting that election. Here in Telangana, this time BRS will be defeated because of high anti-incumbency and unemployment and agrarian crisis is in a big way. And I can say to you that this time KCR will be defeated. All the by-elections you are mentioning, I had been there in the by-elections, how money was flowing like water in Mungod as well as in the Huzurabad or in Dubaka. Politics of money was in biggest way.
So who's your enemy number one in Telangana? Is it the TRS or is it the BRS or the BJP?
BRS is our enemy in Telangana.
You know, Mr. Suresh Reddy, whenever I hear congressmen target BRS, we keep hearing about this grand alliance that is going to be formed ahead of 2024 against the BJP. Here I see there is no alliance. This is precisely what's happening at the state level. Your opponent is the Congress. KCR wants to form a grand alliance nationally. They also want to form one. It's not going to happen. Beneficiary the BJP.
Rajdeep, what's happening is the definition of national and regional parties is changing.
Definition.
Yes. And national parties are turning regional and regional parties are turning national. Regional parties are expanding. So the question of regional parties being confined to fight the national party is no more now. And I can quote examples. Today when you asked me, can KCR form an alliance without BJP, without Congress? Yes, he can. How we can? We're proving ourselves now. It's going to happen not merely in South, but in the entire country.
Which state, sir? Which state will you go to? I mean, it seems, when KCR Gadu goes into a Maharashtra or goes into neighboring states, do you really believe that he can attract votes there?
When I say alliances, when I say expanding, it doesn't merely mean winning elections in those states. It is not just contesting elections. It is taking your ideas, taking your policies, sharing it. And to quote a small example of how this is churning out, there was recently a mammoth public meeting in Khammam a few months back. Close to 1 million people attended it. And roughly about 4 to 5 chief ministers attended, former chief ministers, political party leaders. The best spirit of federalism was exhibited there, where one chief minister, say from Kerala, appreciated the efforts of the Telangana government and said he would replicate it. The Delhi chief minister appreciated some efforts of the other state and he said he would replicate it. The Punjab chief minister said he would do it. Opposition leader from Uttar Pradesh came and said these are brilliant ideas which need to be further strengthened. So what Niti Aayog could not do, this public meeting has delivered. So this is an example of how cooperative federalism can not only bring in good prosperity to the states, but also can run the country.
Okay.
The exchange, what I'm trying to point out is the good policies, the good initiatives of each state are not being emulated because of the suppression of the BJP here. If the regional parties kind of progress, definitely the country will tend to benefit from the various ideas. Now, we're not just talking about...
Can I just stop you for a moment though? Sure. Because one of the issues that he raised, which I want you to address right away, whenever one travels to South India, and recently in Karnataka, we were told figures like 25 to 50 crores are spent per candidate per constituency of major parties. I'm told in Telangana it will be 50 crore plus. He just mentioned money power. He mentioned it. Money was flowing like water in the by-election. Is that true? That in South India, increasingly politics has become cash and carry. And if you don't win, you can always switch over to the winning side. Defections are also part of the game. Yes or no?
Well,
honest answer.
See, I'll answer it in two parts. Reason is, since they can't win elections, they blame that you won because of money. They never give us credit that we won because of our policies, initiatives, and the other factors. Just because you kept on losing, you say they spent money and you're winning.
Are you denying that money is spent?
And if we are, Rajdeep, and if we are spending money and winning, you think they'll keep quiet? The BJP at the center? They've been hounding us day and out. So there's no question of money. Money, as a per se, is a challenge for the nation. Elections have become expensive. It is for all the political parties, election commission to sit and debate it. We'll do it the other day. But today, the allegations against us, because we are performing, you just snub us and say you have money and you're kind of winning.
Okay. Yes, John.
Rajdeep, absolutely, it's a very serious topic. See, the election expenditure, it's minimal in Kerala in the country. Minimal in Kerala. The lowest. And who raised the bar of this election expenditure? Just see what would have been the spending of BJP in Karnataka. Last Lok Sabha election, BJP would have easily spent something like 50,000 crores. And 224, I'm sure that...
No, you're throwing a number, 50,000 crores. Based on what? No. You are throwing a number at us. BJP spent 50,000 crores.
Yeah, see, you can absolutely just go and analyze these, spend they have done. And I will tell you one, even Kerala, they had 15% vote 5 years back. Now it has come down to 12%. Just see the spend of BJP in Kerala. Just see the spend of BJP in Kerala. So actually, I understand the election expenditure in South, especially in Telangana, Karnataka, etc. has gone up. And it is very minimal in Kerala because we have kept away the BJP. But because of BJP's active involvement in Kerala, it can go up. That's the reality. They are raising the bar. They are raising the bar across the nation. And one response to Manikam. Manikam, you need to be realistic. I'm just telling you that if the common interest of these political parties, non-BJP political parties, is to keep BJP away from power, forget about your petty rivalries. And please remember that, Manikam, you are a great friend of mine, your strength is in 150, 160 seats alone. 160 seats, you concentrate there. Fight the BJP, win 50%, they are out of power. You win 50% of the 160 seats, BJP is thrown out of power. Instead of that, don't go here and there and don't send your leaders from north to Kerala, Karnataka to contest and so on.
No,
Forget about it.
No, 1 minute. Are you asking the Congress to abandon Kerala also now? Come on.
No,
I mean, here is... I mean,
no, Rajdeep. No. Kerala will abandon Congress.
No. Look, you are telling them to leave Kerala, you tie up with them in Kerala. If you believe BJP is your main opponent, you tie up with them in Kerala.
I am only giving an unsolicited advice to Manikam that they should be realistic. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less.
Annamalai, somewhere in all of this, as I listen to all of the others, they seem to see you, or the BJP rather, as enemy number one, in some form or the other. And they play on on a more regional sentiment. Here, your leaders come to Kerala or even outside Kerala, they demonize the state through Kerala's story. Then you have the manner in which the imposition of Hindi. Over the years, there's a sense Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan, and that leads to a backlash, particularly in Tamil Nadu. We saw in Karnataka also an element of Kannada pride was played by the Congress, even using Nandini versus Amul. Is part of the problem for the BJP that because you become such a dominant party in Delhi, one size no longer fits all. You're going to have to adjust to local sensitivities, whether in Tamil Nadu, whether in an Andhra, whether in a Karnataka, Kerala. You're not able to do that. You're going to have to change your strategy, bring up strong regional leaders and cater to regional sensitivities. You can't run the south from Delhi.
Sir, if you have observed, our Manikam Thakurji used the word called high command. High command, used the word called high command. I can proudly sit in my chair and call Mr. Modi ji as a Karyakarta, more than a Prime Minister. It's a Karyakarta. Just like I am a Karyakarta in BJP in Tamil Nadu, Modi ji is a Karyakarta from Gujarat sitting in Delhi as a Prime Minister. It is the high command, rule from Delhi, dismissing governments. You take a flight, by them Rajiv Gandhi ji's flight lands, one Chief Minister dismissed. 1968, Hindi imposed. 1986, second education policy, Hindi imposed. 2020, for the very first time in the new education policy, we said, regional language, take a third language of your choice. I find it very funny. The whole problem, the national parties have got a bad name in Tamil Nadu simply because of Congress. It is a Congress culture, somehow people equate it to BJP also. I am sitting here. Manikam Thakurji also mentioned a statement that unemployment is rising. Just because his leader Rahul Gandhi ji is unemployed, doesn't mean the youth of this country is unemployed. Simply say. And John ji mentioned a number called 50,000 crore. I just hope and pray, sir, your number 50,000 crore when you mention, it is 27 constituencies multiplied by 2,000 is 54,000 crore. If you're going with the same numbers, I really think you got to relearn your maths, starting from first standard, sir. Now,
50,000 for the nation, last election.
Now, looking at the whole thing, sir, if you look at BJP per se, we are very clear that leadership has to be regional, absolutely regional. That is why you see Assam Himanta Biswa Sarma. If he is growing in Congress, by now Himanta Biswa Sarma will be thrown out. If there is a Devendra Fadnavis in Maharashtra, they would have cut him to size. All the regional leadership, BJP is allowing to grow. In Tamil Nadu also BJP will grow. He mentioned about Vel Yatra. 20 years, no MLAs in Assembly, Tamil Nadu Assembly. After Vel Yatra, 4. Now Sengol, you will see 39.
No, but the fact is the one strong regional leader you had from the south was B.S. Yediyurappa and he was marginalized before the election. The question is, do you want to run the southern states from Delhi? The point I made earlier. You're saying Hindi imposition will not happen even though increasingly official releases are there in Delhi in Hindi and many MPs and other parties are complaining about it. Are you very clear that whether it is in a Tamil Nadu, whether it's in a Kerala, you can't demonize Kerala through Kerala story and expect Keralites to vote for you?
One thing, Rajdeep.
Nobody is demonizing. Sir, nobody is demonizing. When there is a director, when there is a scriptwriter, there is an historical evidence. Even the celebration of Kerala story in Mumbai, there are a lot of survivors standing in the stage And they were talking about their story of what happened. It's a story.
But should the Prime Minister of the country be promoting it? Should your ministers be promoting it?
The Prime Minister, out of Prime Minister, never mentions about Kerala story, demonizing Kerala. This is a time bomb that can happen in any part of the country. It is as serious as a time bomb. Prime Minister mentioned about the concept that is happening. Can John Britosji, who owns a television channel himself, can he say not even one incident happened inside Kerala?
Mr. Brittas?
Mr. Rajdeep, can you imagine the Prime Minister of this country being a brand ambassador of a movie like Kerala Story? We should be dumped into the septic tank.
No, why should
Can
it
you
be
imagine
done?
that?
No, why? It should be watched by people. They are entitled to watch it.
Sir, we have permitted this movie to be watched and screened across the state. Did we ban it? No. We know the people will ban it on their own. And can you imagine the Home Minister, who is the custodian of national unity and integration, while campaigning in Karnataka, saying that, beware, Kerala is near you. Are we Pakistan? The most peace-loving state in the country. They should rely on the indices of the Nidhi Aayog. And they have depicted Kerala as Somalia. The Prime Minister. And they have called Kerala the hotbed of terrorism. See, what is the statistics they have? I had asked a couple of questions in Rajya Sabha, and I asked about the love jihad. Not even a single instance of love jihad was referred to by the Home Minister. And even conversion, only 2 cases of conversion was investigated by the NIA. And what is this concoction of this?
Okay.
And I will tell you one thing. The only university applicable to BJP is WhatsApp University.
Rajit,
That's
sir,
all.
you come with me. I can show the hundreds of Karyakartas butchered in Kerala. Starting from Jai Krishna Master and Kannur. We will start the history from Kannur.
Mr. Annadure,
till Palakkad. No.
please stay back
no,
in
no,
Kerala.
no,
I will come
I
with
will
you
come
everywhere.
along with you,
I will
Kerala.
come with you everywhere.
Why PFI was banned? Simply because there was a state
Sir,
support given to PFI inside Kerala. Hundreds of BJP Karyakartas butchered in the daylight like a dog. And now he's talking about the most peace-loving state in the country as Kerala. It must be the biggest joke of the 21st century.
PFI and RSS are hand in glove. Just see the electoral scene of Karnataka. Why did the PFI's political wing contested in the coastal Karnataka? It helped BJP only. Why didn't they ban their political party?
Can I just...
Yes, they want OIC, they want PFI, they want everybody there. Just to split the opposition votes.
John,
that's
I'm feeling like the Speaker of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha struggling to get a word in. But as we conclude, there's one issue that perhaps is going to be troubling to the politics of the South going ahead. Delimitation. Many believe that this could set off another North-South conflict in a way. By 2026 or a little later, if delimitation comes, the number of seats of the northern Hindi heartland states could rise based on population, and the southern states could be penalized for their lower population growth rates. This plus the fact that you have better economic indices could lead to resentment and an alienation. How do you believe delimitation should go ahead, Manikam Tagore, or should everyone sit across a table and build a consensus before delimitation is decided upon? This could be the big hot potato going ahead.
2024 elections will decide that thing, because after the new parliament building, this delimitation has come into picture, and we can't trust Modi and Amit Shah. They can do whatever they want, and they wanted to reduce the voice of South India, means they will use whatever means in the name of delimitation itself. It is a very dangerous pattern where the performing states are going to be punished, and in the name of reservation on women's reservation, they will club that debate, and they will start, RSS will, WhatsApp universities will start that when we are speaking against delimitation, they will say we are against women. This is going to happen, and all the southern state chief ministers and member of parliaments has to rise it, and we will rise it.
You will oppose it?
We will oppose it, because we need this government, particularly when Amit Shah is there. They can do whatever they want, and they had done it in the earlier amendments also to the parliament. Parliament has become just a rubber stamp institution. Every rules has been broken, and there is no system in place, and parliament has just become only the place where Mr. Modi can speak his Man Ki Baat.
Will you also oppose it, BRS?
Yes, delimitation is a big concern for most of South India and particularly Telangana. Reason, one is performing states are being penalized and population control has been part of performance, and if you reduce population, you're going to lose seats. So the question of how do you delimit will be the critical issue, and like you said, we feel that a consensus should arrive. How do you arrive at a consensus? What would be the parameters? Let me give a minute. For example, now population is a criteria. Why not add geographical area too? That's one area. Second is, there is a lot of floating in the country. There are lakhs and lakhs of people from, say, Orissa, Bihar, working, living in Telangana. But only when it comes to vote, they go there. So their census says they are voters, there's a population there. So with these floating population, one, geographical area, number two, since you're performing, you're being penalized, these are definitely issues which will be part of the campaign in 2024.
It will be part of the 2024 campaign in a way. Annamalai, where do you stand on delimitation?
I don't know, sir, why my friends are in a very panicky mode. Delimitation has to happen because one MP cannot manage 16 lakh, 22 lakh kind of population. Of course, population is not going to be the only criterion for delimitation. Everybody knows. That is why from 1971 we have stopped it. 100% we are sure, and BJP comes back to power in 2024. In an accommodative spirit, delimitation happened. Just to add one more point. Inside Tamil Nadu, we have about 4 distinct geographical areas. We are talking about the state. Let us talk about inside the state. I belong to the Kongu region, inside Tamil Nadu. They are like, no, when delimitation happens, we will be in trouble because our population is much less. The other parts of Tamil Nadu will get more seats. So not only at the national level, not only at the state level, even at a sub-regional level, it has to be a carefully done exercise which BJP will 100% do.
Interesting point. John Brittus.
No, I am not against delimitation. Delimitation can happen. But if you increase the number of seats according to the population, that is going to be a serious issue for the country, unity of the country. And I will tell you one thing, I will request this present government to read closely what Arun Jaitley, L.K. Advani and Atal Bihari Vajpayee spoke in 2001 on the floor of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha with regard to this delimitation and freezing of the seats. That's all.
Okay, we're reaching the end. It's been fascinating listening to all 4 articulate voices. I'm going to ask you one simple question, and I want a one-line answer. What, according to you, makes the South politics distinctive to politics of any other part? And I'm using South in a very generic sense. I know that each of you have your distinctive identities. What makes politics in the South so special? What should the world and India know about the politics of the South that they don't? Manikam, you start.
There is no hate politics allowed in South India.
No hate politics allowed in South India. Hindu-Muslim nahi chalega.
There is no hate politics.
Okay. What makes South politics distinctive according to you?
Well, the South politics is to spread the flavor. For example, like how the culinary flavor, South breakfast has become the national breakfast, it spread the flavor. Similarly, the South politics also spread the flavor of love to the North.
Okay. From the midday meal scheme that MGR or Kamraj before him started, then MGR, the great welfare ideas have, of course, always come from the South and spread. Education in Karnataka. Annamalai, what makes South politics special, distinctive?
Dynasty, family, absolute corruption.
Since you spoke about dynasty, family, absolute corruption, you want to tell us where did you get those audio tapes that allegedly exposed the Tamil Nadu finance minister, PTR?
I should not tell you my secret, sir. I just hold it to myself. Normally when corruption rises, the information starts coming out from the inside of that system only, sir.
So they came from inside the DMK?
Came from inside only, sir.
Okay. Final word. What makes South distinctive?
Rajdeep, South is truly national. We don't allow hate and hatred. And I would also say that dynasty is better than hate and hatred.
Okay. Dynasty is better than hate and hatred, says John Brittus. We leave it to the educated southern audiences to decide that, and indeed a national audience. But wonderful to have 4 articulate voices from this part of the country holding the fort. Give them a very big hand, ladies and gentlemen. It's been great listening to them. Thank you so much. Thank you.
forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 23 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 34 and minimum 28 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 43 and minimum 29 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 32 and minimum 24 degrees. Chennai, maximum 37 and minimum 29 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 41 and minimum 28 degrees. Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 23 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 34 and minimum 28 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 43 and minimum 29 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 32 and minimum 24 degrees. Chennai, maximum 37 and minimum 29 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 41 and minimum 28 degrees.
So sorry.
summertime and we're telling you about all health hacks to keep yourself healthy during summers. How do you take care of yourself and how do you ensure your safety while you take that splash in the pool? What about Ayurvedic solutions to keeping your body cool during the peak summers? We're telling you about all that and much more in our latest episode of Health 360. Watch the show at these times only on India Today TV.
Tata Motors, new forever. Nippon India Mutual Fund, wealth sets you free.
You are watching India Today.
There's been a tragic train accident of the Coromandel Express in Balasore, Odisha. This was the Coromandel Express travelling from Kolkata to Chennai, which collided a short while ago. 30 people, 30 passengers on board the Coromandel Express are feared to have lost their lives, and over 200 persons are said to be injured, many of them very, very seriously. The Coromandel Express is said to have collided with a stationary goods train in Odisha's Balasore district. The collision took place near the Bahanaga railway station. 30 passengers of the express train are feared dead and a lot more trapped inside the mangled, overturned coaches of the superfast train. 4 coaches of the express train got derailed following the violent collision. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik has reached the South Central Railway control room to take stock of the situation. Prime Minister Modi has expressed his distress and said all help and succor is being provided to the people on site. We also understand that Mamata Banerjee, West Bengal Chief Minister, is sending a 5 to 6 member team to the spot ASAP to take stock and to coordinate with Odisha state authorities and railway officials. I want to quickly go across to India Today's Ritik Mondal. Before that, let me just play out some reactions that are